Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome into the channel for the first time. We are happy that you're here. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'll be your intuitive guide and your reader this evening, or it might be daytime or lunchtime, wherever you are in the world. We are a beautiful community here, a peaceful community of divine feminines and divine masculines, of star seeds and light workers here on the channel. I do focus mainly on twin souls for this channel. I also focus on the divine feminine and divine masculines that reside within us. I'm a big proponent of inner union, which of course has no choice but to lead you towards outer union with your divine counterpart. But I also focus on astrology, cosmic updates, cosmic happenings, and I also focus on energy updates for the collective in general. So if you're a starseed, a light worker, a twin flame, you're welcome. If you're anyone else, you're welcome here as well. So have a cup of tea, as I always say, have a cup of coffee or a cup of, I guess it wouldn't be a cup of wine, I'm going to talk about those energies in a minute, guys. A glass of wine and settle in for a reading here. Now, those of you know, if you've been on the channel, this is our very last day, the final hours. The countdown has begun to sign up because registration closes for my 6-month transformational coaching journey. That's going to close at midnight tonight, Thursday, August 19th, midnight tonight, Eastern time, Thursday, August 19th. So if you're catching this video after that registration has closed, but no worries, there will be another program next year in 2022. And I'm going to figure out a way to invite you guys to a newsletter. I don't know how to do that. I'm learning. But what I will do is I'm going to be sending out energy updates and blog updates and things like that for the collective. So if you'd like to, and also updates on the next course when it's available. So that's one way to keep in touch and keep up to date with what it is that I'm offering. Also, you can check out my website, lunargoddesstarot.com. And yeah, we're excited. If you guys are on the fence, or, don't get FOMO, don't get fear of missing out, because I've been there, it sucks. If you're on the fence, there's payment plans available. You don't have to pay all at once if you can't. We'd love to have you, and look forward to reading your emails tonight. We've got a full class already. I'm super excited for this program, and we're going to have an amazing and incredible transformative 6 months together. It will be a journey. So let's look into the energies of the divine counterparts. As I start to invite in Archangel Michael here and his beautiful blue energy of protection around this reading, and Archangel Raphael, who's been coming in almost more than Archangel Michael, he's sort of been stepping forward for me. He's coming in to protect the unions and protect the energy and the hearts of the twins, because what's happened right now is the divine masculine has actually stepped backwards. So in the physical, it looks for a lot of you like your divine masculine has retreated, has gone within, might be blocking you, ghosting you, ignoring you. And this could be a shock to your system, right? When your twin soul blocks you, it's a shock. It causes chaos within, because you are one soul in two separate bodies. So there's some chaos going on with the divine feminines as the divine masculine has taken to running again. And this doesn't have to be physical running. Okay, for some of you, it might be energetic running if you're in communication. There's different ways that running can occur for the divine masculine. It's different than how the divine feminine runs in some ways. The divine feminine tends to be a little more discreet with running. The divine masculine is like, I'm out of here. He gets on his running shoes, his track shoes in his closet, and he cannot be found. So he's retreated within himself, because there's a massive awakening happening on the planet right now, the biggest one we've seen yet. And it's going to continue for the next 4 months here until the end of the year. And 2022 is going to be a brand new energy, a brand new era. This is the age of Aquarius that astrologers and seers have been talking about for so long. It's here. We're living it. Okay, day to day, we're living in it. We're walking it. We're breathing it. We're experiencing it. But more and more people are waking up to what's going on, to the truth. And more people are speaking up and speaking out and using their voice to help wake up more of the collective. And also, it's like people's voices, people's throat chakras have been healed, and they're ready to speak up now. So there's a lot of throat chakra clearings that are happening right now. There's a lot of fear still in a lot of people. There's a lot of anxiety. Okay, the anxiety has been insane. The anxiety has been really crazy lately. So it's gonna really behoove you at this time, guys, to just stay grounded as much as possible. Practice self-care, and I mean radical self-care. I don't just mean getting a manicure, a pedicure, or getting a massage or anything like that. I'm talking about radical self-care where you're taking time out each day. You're setting aside a time for yourself. Like if you're like me, you're working until midnight or 1 a.m. I'm really going to work hard to stop that, because you need to have your work completed within a certain time frame, and then you need to allow your body your parasympathetic nervous system to take over, so that your sympathetic nervous system isn't overactive. Okay, that's the fight or flight mode. When you're in fight or flight, you can't rest or digest. So a lot of us are experiencing intense insomnia and also exhaustion at the same time. It's like, how does this exist at the same time simultaneously? Because it's the energies that we're in. Something else that we're experiencing is time lapses or matrix glitches, right? The glitch in the matrix. And what's happening is you'll find yourself driving, and all of a sudden you've passed your exit. You've gone too far. And you're like, I just got lost in my own neighborhood. And it sort of feels like you're in a dream or a reverie state, okay? So that all of these things are occurring right now. Our body is preparing for rapid ascension here. Rapid ascension to the next level. Our cells are being calibrated. We are moving from carbon DNA to crystal DNA, and there is just no turning back at this time. So the divine masculines, I feel like they're trying to flee or run from this connection, but look at what keeps on coming up here, guys, the Sun card. I pulled a mini reading for myself last night in my counterpart, and what was interesting was I got the Tower and the Sun card, and I was like, holy shit. So a lot of times my divine masculine represents the divine masculine collective. So when my divine masculine is going through something, a lot of the divine masculines are going through something. And I think that's the case for a lot of readers, because this is part of our mission here, is to channel for the collective. It's mission work that we're doing here. It's a calling. It's not just for kicks, shits and giggles. This is a calling that we have. And I haven't done readings for 2 days because I've been working on registration for the course, and I felt this pull and this calling. Like I'm exhausted, and the calling said, you need to do this reading. The divine masculine has words to say. The divine has to speak. The divine feminine needs to speak through you. And so as readers, we're channeling for the collective. And the Tower is happening for the masculines. It's like the last ditch effort for the masculines to try to run from this connection. And what happens, if you guys have ever blocked your counterpart, what happens is you're blocking yourself in essence. You're blocking the feminine or masculine aspect of yourself. So if you're feminine, you're blocking, let's say, your masculine aspect. You're blocking your leadership abilities. You're blocking your sovereignty, in a sense. You're blocking your ability to make complex decisions. You're blocking your ability to think logically and rationally. You're blocking your ability to succeed and be abundant. And so your root chakra suffers. And then on the flip side, if you're a divine masculine and you're blocking your feminine, which again is what a lot of masculines are doing right now, is they're trying to run from the connection. And a lot of this is because the feminine has stepped back and said, no more of the same cycles, no more deceit, no more dishonesty, and I need the truth and only the truth from you. And that's scary to the divine masculine, because for a lot of the divine masculines, they haven't yet confronted themselves. So they're doing some massive shadow work right now. And feminines, you've gone through this as well. So you know what this is like to go through that shadow period where you're in this intense dark night of the soul, and you're clamoring and trying to get out. It's like you want to crawl out of your own skin, or you want to, exit this earth, but there is no exit plan. There's no strategy. You don't know what to do. So you're forced to sit with yourself. So for the first time, the masculines are forced to sit with themselves. It's like they're showing me this image of like a dungeon where the masculines have gone underground and they're sitting there, and I don't see lights on it. It actually feels kind of dank, feels kind of musty. It's wet, right? It's like dewdrops. It's literally like a bat cave, and they're in the bat cave, and a lot of them are together. Some of them are alone, and they're being forced to release their guilt and shame that they feel from what they've put their counterpart through, what they've allowed themselves to endure, how they've treated other people and other partners, ex-partners, how they haven't been able to fully be present in other relationships. So listen, feminines, if your masculine has retreated, don't take it personally. This is one of the things I'm teaching in my course. If your masculine has retreated, this is time for you to level up in your own life. Balance out your feminine and masculine energies. Reach inner union every single day. Make it a goal to reach inner union. Maybe not all day long, but throughout the day, find that place, that inner peace and that balance. Going back though for a second to the masculines, when the divine masculine is pushing away the feminine or denying the connection, they're denying the feminine aspect of themselves. They're denying the empathy, the compassion, the sensitivity. They're denying the creativity. They're denying their ability to create something different in their lives. So it's like when the masculine is in this place of kind of feeling sorry for themselves, but they're coming out of that actually. I'm seeing it's a pretty self-empowered place that they're finding themselves in. But the bottom line, feminines, is they need to do this alone. So if you go knocking on that door, that dungeon door, like, hey, what are you doing in there? How's it going? Do you need my help? Because that's the feminine energy, is to nurture the masculines. Like, go away, go away. That's what I hear, is go away. They cannot emulate sensitivity or compassion right now. They just don't have anything extra to give. So they want to refrain from hurting the feminine even more. And another thing is, if your counterpart has blocked you, whether you're the masculine or the feminine, 99.999999% of the time, it is because they can't handle the rejection. They're afraid of the rejection from you. Right? I've done it myself in the past. Let me just block him. I'd send him a message during separation and then block him. So I wouldn't even know if he answered. I wouldn't even know if he responded or read the message. And that way I wouldn't know, did he block me? I wouldn't know if he read it and chose not to respond. I just wouldn't know. And then I could go about my day and seemingly I escaped it. I escaped it. But you really don't, because you feel it inside. It causes chaos within the connection when you block your counterpart. They feel it, you feel it. And it doesn't feel good. So that's what's going on in a nutshell when you are blocking each other. Okay, so let's go. Actually, let me pull out another. Okay, let me pull out another deck here. Just going to go to my trusted, tried and true Light Seers deck. This one gets a lot of use, but I like to clarify with a different deck. So the Sun, as we know, is, I look, Six of Cups. There we go. Let's see if that comes out in the reading. So what's happening here is there's a perceived separation for growth and to mutually understand each other better. You've experienced each other's places. And one of the things the Divine Feminine is experiencing right now is kind of feeling carefree about the connection, kind of feeling just content with her own life, disconnected from the connection, and really okay. It's like, okay, I'm okay if he comes back. I'm okay if he doesn't. I'm better than okay. She's really stabilized her emotions. And the more you can stabilize your emotions, right, the more your counterpart will do the same. There is no separation between the two of you. It's a physical separation. Physical isn't real. It's an illusion, guys. It's an illusion. Look at that, the wheel. I also saw Ten of Swords. That's been a theme for the past, I don't know, month or so, 3 weeks to a month. So the wheel is turning. This major arcana energy tells us that the universe has stepped in to ensure that things change, to ensure that the wheel turns, to ensure that the counterparts are moving in the right direction. Not everyone's going to be going through separation right now. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Please do not sit here and continue with the reading if this is not resonating. This is not your reading. This is a collective reading. I have 15,000 subscribers. So there is no way that this could resonate with every single person. If it did, I would be blown away. So take what resonates. This may or may not be what's going on with your connection. It may have happened in the past or it may happen in the future. I always feel like we find the readings we need to, and you need to click off when something doesn't resonate, for whether it's myself reading or any other reader. So the wheel tells us that things are moving, things are always moving. And this requires a level of trust in the universe. You have to trust that things are going to move in the right direction. You have to trust that, it's like trusting that there is a higher power at play here. And that even if you don't understand what's going on, look how carefree she is. She's letting go. She's literally, she's in tree pose here. She's on one leg and she's on her tippy toes. She could fall at any point. And she's okay with that. And it's interesting. I've never noticed that she's got the white on this side and the black on this side. It's kind of like coming out of this place of negativity, of fear, of isolation, and moving into what? Moving into the sun energy. Moving into brighter, more positive attitude and more positive days, more enlightenment, lightheartedness. And she's got the dice there that indicates that, you know, life is basically one big throwing of the dice. You throw the dice, you don't know what you're going to get. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Okay? You never know what you're going to get. Life will throw some shit at you. This journey will take you for a fucking ride. Okay? Its journey is unpredictable. Because you're unpredictable, because you are not a boring soul. You did not come here to play small. You came here to learn so much in this lifetime, to pack it all in. Let me cram it all in. I want to learn all the lessons. We are healing so many lifetimes. We have ascended. There's this level of ascension that so many souls have reached on this planet right now is unprecedented. What's happening now is not that far off from what happened many years ago in the world. Connect the dots, guys. Okay? This is what's happening. It's like, which side of history are you on? What are you choosing right now? Are you turning a blind eye, or are you choosing to open your eyes? Look at the separation this has caused in the world. Is this what you want and desire? We did not come here to be separated or to feel separate, isolated, alone. We are never alone because we are part of the fabric of the universe. We are a part of it all. It is literally the universe is inside of you. You are the universe. I mean, we've been taught that we're small, okay? And it's not the truth. We're not small. We're playing small, but we're not small, guys. I have shivers. Somebody needs to hear this tonight. If you're playing small, step it up for yourself and for the entire world. It will cause a chain reaction, a domino effect for other people, a ripple effect. And literally, you can impact hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people, one person. I had somebody once tell me, I was so upset. It was kind of a friend of a friend. We visited him in Santa Monica. Epic trip, by the way. We took a road trip from San Diego to San Francisco in a Mustang convertible. It was the most beautiful trip. Such an incredible time. One of my favorite road trips of all times. And I was in my 20s, so nothing mattered in my 20s. I was broke. I didn't care. I went to California for like 2 weeks and almost lost my job. And so he's like, one person can't change the world. And I looked at him and said, Gandhi. Just to name one. And it's like, he couldn't argue with that. One person can't change the world? My ass. One person can change the world. You are not just one person. You are everyone. Everyone is you. This is a multifaceted universe. We are the universe experiencing itself over and over and over again. All of us. Everyone you see outside of you is you. And that is one of the toughest lessons to learn on this journey, because it's not just your counterpart that's you. Everyone is you. Everyone is you. Woo! Okay. That was a tangent, but that was necessary. I have full body chills. Whew. Okay. Look at that, guys. Woo! Can you see? I don't know if it shows, but I have chills. Okay. You are the universe expressing itself in ecstatic motion. I think, was that Rumi, Don Miguel Ruiz? Was that Paulo Coelho? I can't remember. One of those three amazing people. Okay, what do we have here? 5 of Pentacles. Yes, I know. You guys feel like you're left out in the cold. You feel like your counterpart has forgotten you. You feel isolated. This also speaks to a lot of feminines right now are feeling the isolation again. It's sort of like you're feeling lonely again, and you're going, where is this coming from? You're surrounded by love, you're surrounded by support, and you just feel disconnected. Maybe from your truth, maybe from your mission, maybe from your soul family, maybe from your tribe, maybe just from yourself. But you feel disconnected, or your friends and family aren't understanding where you're coming from because you've woken up and you've changed. And now you make different decisions, and now you have boundaries. Now you stand up for yourself, and now you have confidence. And your family and friends are used to the old version of you who's living in fear just like they are. So you're when you level up, you force people around you to level up, or you sort of like you can't meet energetically. It's sort of like magnets repelling each other. And that's what's happening for a lot of people right now. So it can feel very lonely. And I want to speak to that because I have experienced that myself the past few days off and on. When I'm not in that dreamlike state, which is pretty awesome, it's just this deep loneliness. And then I'll move on to something else because our emotions are shifting rapidly right now. Your emotions are shifting rapidly because you're changing. You're changing at the molecular level. So let's take a look here at Spirit, tell me more about the divine masculines. Woo! That came out like flying out. 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Interesting. These are 2 kind of very different energies wanting to work together and create something, right? The joy of community, unity, consciousness. And then 4 of Pentacles, protecting what you've earned, at all costs, protecting what you've created. So I'm going to clarify with a card from here. Spirit, can you clarify? Okay, thank you. Interesting. Page of Pentacles, lots of Pentacles energy. So the masculines have retreated back to the 3D world temporarily, and this is temporary, okay? You'll find yourself as you go deeper on this journey and deeper within your self-healing, you'll still get triggered because you're human. Triggers will always happen unless you've reached enlightenment, okay? Unless you're the Dalai Lama or Buddha, okay? Or a Tibetan monk who's only lived in isolation in the mountains. You can't really get triggered because you're not really amongst society in that sense. Those of us that do live in civilized society, if you will, the triggers are everywhere, especially right now. And so you have to be very discerning with where you choose to place your energy, who you choose to have around you. I mean, more discerning than ever, guys. Don't be afraid to step away from people or cut people out, or situations or jobs where it's not in alignment. Don't be afraid. Don't wait. This Lion's Gate is kind of like the energy was very precise, okay? And it's whatever area of life you needed to expand on has been expanded. Whatever area of your life you needed to heal, it's being healed. And it's happening very quickly and very specifically and strategically. So there is something new that the masculine is pursuing in his physical world. And he's doing this in order to kind of distract himself from the feminine, or, the attempt, rather, I should say, to distract himself from the feminine. He's like, okay, if I do this, then I don't have to feel. It's also kind of like the 4 of Pentacles is, I think that there's a scarcity mentality going on. So for some of these masculines, they feel like they still don't feel worthy. They don't feel like they have enough to offer you. And they feel like you've really reached a pinnacle in your life and in success and abundance. And so they are not understanding what they can contribute right now. They feel I think what it is they really want to give the feminine everything. I mean, the queendom, right? The kingdom, the everything, the vacations, the ring, the wedding, I mean, everything. And they want it to be, they feel like it needs to be luxurious. This is still a wound the masculines are healing, is that I have to come in and I have to give my feminine everything. I have to be able to give her or him the world. And the feminine's like, I just want to be with you. I want to create a life together, a life that we love, a life of joy, a life of peace, a life of fun, a life of loyalty, a life of dedication, life of mission. And I don't need all those fancy things, right? So yeah, masculines are learning lessons, you know, but they are, like I've been saying, I think they're consciously collaborating with people, and they're learning about this journey in a new way. A lot of them are meeting other masculines at this time. It's very interesting. And this is opening them up, and they're like, holy shit. Because once they meet other masculines, guess what? The light bulb cannot be turned off. Because that person's going to explain something very similar or identical to what they've experienced with you, and they're going to go, holy shit. And they're going to connect all the dots and put it all together and realize, okay, I'm not the only one. But they're going to have to meet more than one. They're going to have to meet at least 2 or 3 other masculines who come in and say, and so they're going to start to understand, I am really part of a collective. There are others like me. And you know what that felt like, feminine, for you. So the Page of Pentacles to me speaks of them manifesting new opportunities in their physical world. It does speak of new beginnings, but practical beginnings, right? So this is a fawn, a baby deer. So, you know, the fawns have shaky legs. They're on shaky legs. They don't necessarily get up and start running. They need time to learn how to walk. So the masculine's learning how to walk again, if you will. They've had some shaky false starts, okay, even in the past year. Even if they've left karmic situations, there's been some shaky starts there. So let's take a look at the energy here. You know what? Before I go to that, how is the feminine handling this retreat? Well, we know that you're in the 5 of Pentacles energy, the Lovers, the High Priestess. You're choosing, or trying to choose anyway, to see the higher perspective, the higher reason, and the learning, you know, the purpose in this. Okay, why is this happening? I see that for many of you, you're more quickly recovering from these triggers and going back to a place of stability and love, regardless of what's happening in the 3D. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm blocked, or okay, yeah, he retreated, or okay, yeah, you know, if you're living with your masculine, okay, yeah, you know, he needs space. It's kind of like you're just off doing your own thing and focusing on the things that make you happy, the things that light you up. And you just don't expect him to fulfill you or fill your cup anymore. So it's actually bringing in more love into the connection. Spirit, can you clarify that? Oh. This is so interesting. Okay, there are 2 groups of feminines here. There is one, this is 2 paths you could take. You could look at it, I think it's more like 2 paths the feminine could take. You could take the path of the higher road and seeing this from a higher perspective, using your intuition and your insight, okay? Using that beautiful, beautiful vision of yours, clairvoyance. Or you could be taking the path, what is this? 8 of Cups, 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is a mistrusting energy. It's a sly, mischievous fox there. It's kind of somebody that you feel like might stab you in the back. So some feminines are trying to walk away because they feel like they have been betrayed. They feel like they have lost trust in their counterparts. So some of you are wanting to walk away and sort of cut your losses, is what I'm hearing. And that's creating, again, more chaos in the connection. But this is something that needs to be looked at, and Spirit is showing you, if you're in this energy, this is what you can change and switch and shift into this other energy if you choose. When you're letting go, the 8 of Cups, it's It really is a walking away, but there's a disappointment energy here, guys. It's like you don't want to have to do this. Let me get a little bit more insight here. Tell me about the Eight of Cups, please, and the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is kind of thievery energy too. Feeling like somebody took something from you, feeling like your masculine maybe like took your love and didn't appreciate it, I'm hearing. Knight of Cups. These are very, very kind of confusing cards that are coming out suddenly. So just conflicting energies here. Yeah, the Knight of Cups is the romancer. He's the poet. So I feel like the Knight of Cups is coming up to perhaps, feminine, you're looking at a soulmate who's behaving in this manner or showing up in this way, kind of a youthful, somewhat youthful energy, and wanting to romance you and sweep you off your feet. So some of you are entertaining that at this time, but some of you, I can see the ego's kind of like, what? How did she know? Some of you are doing this to try to get back at your masculine, especially if they've had karmic interests or partners. And I'm hearing Spirit tell me this is not the way to go about it. It will backfire. It's going to backfire. Okay, but do what you will, right? If that's karma that you need to burn, then you're going to burn that karma. It's not right or wrong, but it will backfire because you're trying to make your own self jealous, basically. You're trying to make your own self upset, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work in these connections. Will likely just cause anger from your counterpart, put you back in separation. Okay. Masculine energies, please. That gratitude card just wants to pop up in every single reading I do. So yeah, spirit of gratitude, guys. Earth magic. So masculines, again, the pentacle energy. The masculines wanting to imbue their daily lives with more magic. And with... I feel like they're really starting to open up to the possibilities that things could look very different for them, you know, in a year. Right? That's saying what a difference a year makes. But they're also grounding themselves. They're also realizing that this journey, this earth journey that they're on, that there's more to it than just the body. They're starting to realize that they're a soul and a spirit. Okay? I think they've really, in large part, the masculine energy has sort of turned a blind eye to spirituality, or religious is not the same as spiritual, right? Religion is organized, spirituality not so much. Religion has rules, spirituality doesn't. They're healing their heart, yeah. So I can see why they need to get grounded, and I can see why the Pentacles energy is here. It's like they're just trying to go back into their daily lives. And it's like some of them are wanting life to go back to the way it was. Like, let me just go back to the way it was before I met her, before I met him. And then it'll be easier if I can just go back to be, you know, living my old life and not having these feelings about this person, or this pull, this indescribable pull towards this person, and not knowing why, not knowing how to control it. So there's a bit of a control energy here where they're trying to like take the power back in the connection, especially if you, feminine, maybe step back. So feminine is bearing fruit. The Empress energy in this deck for me, the energy of creativity, of bringing something to fruition, and the energy of, you know, vitality in her projects. Okay, in her career. And a lot of you are going back, you're taking courses, right? Whether you're taking my course, you're taking other courses, and you're learning. So there's a real learning pull right now for so many of us. We want to learn. We want to dig deeper into different areas of our lives and different areas of ourselves. So the Divine Matrix is a card that the masculines have received a lot lately. And here it is showing up for the feminine. I feel like this is just saying, feminine, remember that the matrix isn't real. Remember that there's a tapestry that connects us all, a fabric that's woven throughout the planet that connects all of us, regardless of color, religion, gender, sexuality, any of that, height, eye color, etc. And that we're all connected, and it's learning to trust how things are unfolding, but also learning and understanding that time is an illusion, that the 3D is an illusion, the matrix is an illusion, and that we're creating our reality as we go. Truly, truly, truly. I do want to get some messages here before we finish out. I want to get some messages from masculine to feminine, and then we'll do feminine to masculine. Masculine to feminine. Back to what you love. Reevaluate your desires. So for those of you who maybe have stepped away from your desires, stepped away from, are you doing the things that you love? You know, the things you used to love to do? Are you still doing those things? I was asked that question yesterday. Like, why don't you do that, Sarah? You used to go to the beach at night. You don't really do that anymore. I'm like, you're right. I don't really do that. I should start doing those things, those simple things that I like, that I enjoy. Start to go back to reclaiming those parts of yourself that truly bring you joy and that center you. Masculine reminding the feminine, you are limitless, you are boundless. And look, you've got the woman here, the unicorn, the woman that's inside of the unicorn. We see fairy energy, I see fish energy, I see butterfly transformation energy, unicorn is magic. I see, and this is a woman, you know, an ecstatic energy. And then I see the two swans, which is love and union energy. So he's reminding you that you can do anything you choose. That he's really asking the feminine to continue creating this life that she loves, because when he comes in, he's not going to be able to fill your cup. It's not what a twin soul connection is. He's coming in to be your equal. You're coming in to be his equal. So that's what you guys are working towards right now. Remember, guys, we're in pre-union energy right now. He's asking you to have faith again. Okay, reach out to the divine and have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. In other words, trust your faith. Have faith in me. Have you given up, feminine? Because he feels that. Okay. So feminine to masculine, feminine to masculine. Actions speak loudly. So the feminine, again, saying, I will believe it when I see it. I'm past the point of seeing it to believe it. Or wait, believing it to see it. I need to see it to believe it. The feminine is saying to the masculine, I can't trust your words right now. I can only trust, because there has been a lack of follow through in the past. I can only trust what you show me from this point forward. We have to rebuild the foundation of trust in this connection. Choose love. So the feminine is asking the masculine that you always have a choice. You have a choice to choose this love, this connection, this mission with me, this journey, this life with me, or not. So what is it going to be? Like, I need to see you choosing me. I need to see something in action. It has to be action. It has to be movement. The feminine wants movement. She wants to be romanced. She wants to know that she is the only one. So she has, expectations at this point in the journey. And she's saying, don't just come in with those pretty words. I need to hear you say those things. But more than that, I need to see you take action on those things. And when you talk about the future, I want to see you incorporate me into your life and make those plans, those future plans with me. I need you to be present. I need you to be loyal. I need you to be devoted and committed. So that has been the Divine Counterpart reading for Thursday, August 19th. Guys, go over, check out the website, lunargoddesstarot.com. Check out the offerings page. It'll tell you all about this transformational 6-month journey that I'm taking with all of you. If you'd like to sign up, there's information there. And if you need payment plans, you can reach out to me before midnight tonight. If you email me before midnight and I don't get back to you because I'm sleeping, as long as I have your email before midnight, I will absolutely consider your registration, okay? So give me a call. Or sorry, did I just say give me a call? That's what I'm talking about, guys. Give me a call. That's what I would say if I was calling a friend. I am overworked, a little bit stressed and tired, and also glitching in the matrix. So take good care, guys. Have a good night. I can't tell 15,000 people to give me a call. That would be disastrous. But send me an email. The email is below. Okay, it's in the description box of the video. Take great care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.